why is there no more Fireteam DLC being available to buy on Predator Hunter guns? Well, this is a question that I have been asked many times over the last months, still getting asked it, and I was asked to make a video talking a little about this and my opinion on this subject. Well, we don't know for sure why, because, well, iPhonic is never open about this kind of stuff. Like, they have never been very open overall with the community, with feedback and questions and stuff that they do. They just do things and they're like, oh, this is how we want to do things, and if you guys don't like it, well, we don't care. That's usually their approach. But a lot of people have been saying that this is because the license for the characters expired. And actually, I don't think that is the case, because like when they bought the likeness for the actors, you know, all the Fireteam DLCs, the difference between the Fireteam DLCs and the Predator DLCs is that all the Fireteam DLCs, they were based on real people, like real actors, you know, and one football player, which I don't even know, but still, like, it's a real person, you know. They cannot use like their likeness, their face on the game without some kind of contract, you know. If it was like a original creation, which I think that's what they should have done, they should have done Fireteam DLCs which were the complete original creation, you know, just like a complete Fireteam DLC, which is like not a movie character, not based on like a real person, you know. I think that's what they should have done back then, but they didn't. What they should do now, I mean, because I think it's a complete mess, because we have over 20 Predator DLCs, no Fireteam DLCs, and this kind of pushes people to want to play Predator more, because there are more options available, which kind of leads to increased Predator kill times, because a lot of people say, oh, the game is dead, it takes 10-15 minutes sometimes to find a Predator match. It's because everybody's playing as a Predator, because less people play Fireteam, because there's nothing new coming to the Fireteam. Like the last updates, they added new weapons for the Predator, new DLC classes, which, I mean, in my opinion, they're not really that good anyway, but still, it's new stuff, you know. Well, the Fireteam is not getting anything new at all. It is a problem for sure. But why I don't think it's because of the license expired, because because this stuff happened exactly on the October 1st update, which was to release on Xbox and to release of a new version of the game. And I think that's the reason why we don't have Fireteam DLCs anymore, because it was like a new release of the game. This is no longer the game in which those people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Alice Braga, and the other guy, whatever, they signed the contract for their characters, their likeness to be used on the Predator Hunting Grounds version that was released originally, you know. When they released it on Xbox, it's like they released a new version of the game, because they had to make this whole graphic upgrade, you know. The Sony is no longer the publisher, so it could be related to that. But I think it's completely related to the October 1st new version of the game, which was released on Xbox, on PS5. Like, people that had already had the game on PlayStation, they had to buy the game again, because it's like a new game. We're actually playing, like, in a way, we're playing Predator Hunting Grounds 2, you know, because the original game is gone. They made like this new version, which is pretty much like the same thing with some changes here and there that they did, which I think balance-wise, they were for the worse. But I think that's just the main reason. In order for them to use those characters, the same likeness of those actors, they would have to make a new contract, because it's like a different game, you know. The contract that they made to be able to use those characters based on those people was for the original Predator Hunting Grounds version. The new version from October 1st to now, it would require them to make a new contract, pay those actors again, and well, I don't think iPhone has money for that. I think they're very close for going bankrupt, in my opinion. And that's the reason why they came back to Predator Hunting Grounds. The other games are not selling well, they're not getting much money, and then they realize, oh, we still have like a good amount of a player base on Predator Hunting Grounds, so let's just go back there and try to get some money out of those people. That's what they are doing with the last DLCs. They're just getting money out of people, just like selling stuff that is not really improving the game at all, but it's just a usually cash and grab tactic, you know, that some game developers do. And I think the overall thing that this might just, I don't think they're gonna get much money out of it, but it's gonna prevent iPhonic from maybe just going bankrupt, you know. But that's the main reason. Like, I don't think that it's not about the time of the license. No, it wouldn't expire, because when you make a contract for a DLC character of a game, it doesn't tend to have a limit. I never saw this. I never saw that it would have like a limit, you know, like a limit to the, oh, this DLC is gonna be available for 3, 4, 5 years. Like, it shouldn't be like that, because I mean, I don't think the actors should demand something like that. Like, if they sign the contract, you can use my, like Arnold just signed the contract, whatever. Like, oh, you guys can use myself in the game, my face, the Dutch character which I use it, like in the game. In that game, the Predator Hunting Grounds original version, but then in this new version, is no longer, it's like a different game, especially now because maybe the contract which involved the Fireteam DLCs involved Sony, and Sony is no longer the publisher of this game. And since now iPhonic is the publisher, maybe like the contract which allowed them to use Arnold and Alice Braga likeness is tied to Sony, and now that Sony is no longer has any ties with the game, this is like a new release made poorly just from iPhonic, is no longer the case. And well, that's just pretty much my opinion on this subject. And well, I know that some people have been disappointed, especially Xbox players. Like Xbox players have been like, I saw many people complain like, oh, I see old players that have the 5 DLCs and I cannot have them. It's annoying. Yeah, it is annoying, especially like for even people that already had the game version. Some of us didn't buy it, and we didn't buy it, and well, it's not no longer available now. Like a lot of people lost the opportunity. And iPhonic never mentioned that this was going to be time limited. No, it could be that they didn't even knew that this was going to be the case when they decided to make the new release on Xbox, like the new game version. It could be that like they only realized it when this shit happened. You know, it could be the case that they're not like trying to hide. Maybe they were hiding, like they knew this was going to happen, but they just didn't care to warn. But like if they knew, they could have just like 1 week before the October update, because they actually, the October update, I think it was the only update that I remember in the game history in which iPhonic told people which day it was gonna be, because they never tell the exact date of the updates, but they told in that situation. So they 1 week before, they could have said something like, oh, the Fireteam DLCs are not gonna be available anymore, so well, if you guys want to get it, just buy it now, you know. But it still wouldn't count for Xbox players. For PC, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna go much in detail, but well, if you just go on Google and search for DLC unlockers, which is like these programs which kind of like help you unlock DLCs in games, you know. Just saying, if you guys search like a lot on Google, you might find something that will help you to get these DLC classes, you know. But just saying, don't ask me any more of this. I won't make any comments, but no, the internet is there. You guys can find a lot on the internet in regards to this stuff, you know. But well, I don't think we're going to be getting the new Fireteam DLCs. I mean, the ones that were available before, but I think that iPhonic should really just look into just making new, like original creation Fireteam DLC. Just make something, anything. Just make something new. Just, we don't need more Predator DLCs, please. We don't need. It's too much. Just bring something new for the Fireteam now.